Ugh. Well, welcome to another edition of 42nd Street Pete's Grindhouse Halloween Extravaganza. And how about a real monster movie this time? I mean, how could you not love a movie with the title The Crawling Eye? I know I did. This was one of the ones that popped up on Million Dollar Movie on Channel 9, every night during the week. And it scared the shit out of us when we were kids. Originally, I think it was called the Trollenberg Terror because it's this mountain that called the Trollenberg. But it opens up with these, mountain climbers going up. There's three of them. One's ahead of the other ones, and he says, "Oh, somebody's coming toward me. Somebody's coming toward me." Then he screams, and he falls off the thing. So they're pulling him up, and when they're pulling him up, they're only showing from maybe the shoulder down, and there's all blood all over his arm and leg. So they get him almost to where they are, and all of a sudden the one guy lets go, and he goes, "Why'd you do that? We almost had him." And he goes, "Man, didn't you see? He didn't have any head." Okay, so then the credits roll, and it's Forrest Tucker is playing an American scientist over there who is following this phenomenon of this cloud that sort of lands on a high mountain and stays there for a while, and things happen. Well, a train coming toward this area has a young psychic on it, played by Janet Monroe, no relation to Carolyn. And she feels the urge to stop in this town. Well, according to Alan, the American scientist, this was something going on with another psychic in another place, and things happened. And they're warning people, do not climb up into this mountain because something's going on. Well, two climbers go up there, and they set up camp, and they got a phone that's going down. And they say everything's good here, except it's getting foggy, and it's getting real cloudy. So one of them goes out to check something out and doesn't come back. And the other one's, I think his name was Brent. The other one's yelling, "Where are you, where are you?" Then he looks out the door, and all of a sudden this look of horror appears on his face. And he shuts the door, and you see the mist sort of slide under the door. And all of a sudden, he's on the phone telling them that something's going on, and the phone goes dead because the cold freezes it. So they go up there. They just find the cabin all completely frozen, like it went down to sub-zero temperatures, and they don't find any clue of the guys there. Well, two other searchers find this knapsack, and it has the guy's head in it. And Brent attacks them with one of those, I guess, the picks used to climb, and kills the two of them. And then he sort of wanders back into town, but attacks the young psychic. And they restrain him, throw him in this, holding cell, which he gets out of, and then they hit him in the head with something, and it knocks him out. There's this huge gash, which doesn't bleed, and they put him on a table. I think his arm swings into a lantern and melts or something. But then they realize the things that are going on, this is not your ordinary cloud. This is some kind of alien invasion. And they ask the people to leave the town and get to the observatory because it's heavily fortified. Except, of course, one little girl gets left behind, and Alan has to go get her. And this is the scene where everybody just shit their pants in my living room when the hotel door bursts open, and there is this huge eye attached to a fucking brain with tentacles. And, of course, we turned the TV off and resumed it the next night at the same time, because you could do that back then. Didn't have a rewind. So anyway, he chops the tentacle out from around the girl and gets up there. And, of course, they had called in the Air Force at this time to bomb these things. But in the close-ups, they look really scary and frightening. But the little scale models getting burned to a crisp, not so much. Really cool, scary monster movie. And I'm really surprised nobody even tried to remake this or fucking Blu-ray it. Because if anything deserves a Blu-ray treatment, it's this fucking movie. So that's our show for today. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for tuning in. And we will catch you on the flip side tomorrow.